So for today, we are going to discuss CRM and how you connect your front office to your back office. And as with all calls, make this super interactive. Ask questions. I like this. Um, and just to reiterate why I'm doing it, it's a way to get in touch with our customers. And even if there are like two people show up, at least that is better than a demo where I'm talking to one person. So it's already twice as effective. So that's already a success. So the fact that three or four or five people in the future, more people show up, that's gonna be awesome. Okay, so the topics are going to be in take the notes here, and the main topics are here, and I'm gonna send this link to y'all. Okay, it's also on the email there, and then there are a lot more folks coming in as well. Cool. Okay, so the reason I'm doing it is to just chat about all the different things we have, and then just to organize my thoughts, hear what our customer have to say, and all the inspirations and insights come from this. And so we're gonna record them. We're gonna put them on YouTube, and yeah. But all the stuff in the beginning, we're gonna cut it off and so on. Okay, and then so same thing with the stuff at the end. All right. So today we're gonna talk about integrate front office with your back office, which is your CRM. We have actually changed our webinar logistics a little bit. So if you register for one, you technically register for all the future ones. So you don't have to keep registering. We feel that that's easier. And so we're just going to keep it that way now. Okay, cool. So there's that. All right. A lot of you might be going to Old Capital Conference. And so I would love to see you folks there. That is, I think, October 8th or 9th or 10th. So we don't get anything from sponsoring them, but I hope to see you folks in person. I know Chris will be there, and Nick, you probably will be there. Awesome, cool. So let's talk about CRM. So so from a casual portal perspective, FYI, investor portal is our bread and butter, but CRM is by far our second largest product in terms of revenue, in terms of customers. So this is definitely our second most mature product. We've been working on it for the last 2 years, and here are some of the things I want to talk about, like as a GP, what you need for a CRM. So as a GP, as a emerging GP, why what is it that you care about? Let's talk about some problem statements for the GP. As an emerging GP, you need a website. You need what's called a lead capture form, which is a contact us form, right? And when someone fills out that form, when they go to your website, right now, option one, they can send you an email, and in which case you responded to them. Option two is that it drops automatically into your CRM. That's your option two, right? Then you have this kind of like a schedule a call form, schedule a call. Usually that's through Calendly. Okay. By the way, there is another thing called SavvyCal. It's a competitor to Calendly. I like their founder. I listen to their podcast. I have no relationship with them, but I just like them. So if you want to check them, SavvyCal, go for it. And the nice thing about SavvyCal, just FYI, is that it checks your calendar as well. So it only tells you the spots in which you both are free. Whereas Calendly, it doesn't always do that unless you also use Calendly. So SavvyCal is like the person using it is agnostic of which thing you're using. They can also see which places you're available. So schedule a call. Once you schedule a call, a couple options. Call got scheduled. Right. Option two is that contact automatically drops into your CRM. Now, the benefit of having that content drop into your CRM automatically, you can imagine that when you have your future deals, you can just send it to them. Because the last thing you want is when you have a deal and then you are scrambling to manually enter all the people you have met, right? So that's that. Okay, as an emerging GP, what else do? They go to conferences. And so right now you use hi hello or hi hello and link. So what happened when someone schedule a call, like add stuff to your link? Option one gets into link or hi hello, and then do a menu upload afterwards. That's option one. Option two is that the CRM has hi hello built in. Okay. Now here is the pro is that easy for downstream. This is the con is that will never be as pretty as hi hello. So there's that. And people just so used to hi hello, right? So there's that. So you go to conferences, you get these contexts. I'm just like listing out all the problem statements. These are very real. I'm pretty sure all of you like know about these. The other one is, let's say someone fills out a form. Like let's go to Granite Towers. I like them. So if I scroll down, this form, someone so and so fill out this form, right? This fills out. What would you like to happen? Which is send them an email and then or automatically send them an email. So like option 1 is automatically send them an email. Option 2 is nothing happens. And then nothing happens. And then option 3 is put them into a sequence or automation or drip campaign. It all mean the same thing in this case. Okay. What will most of you choose? Like when someone fills out a form, is it just send them one email, or is like nothing happens, wait for your action? Like if nothing happens, the pro is like maybe like no harm gets done, right? Con is like you're not nurturing that relationship. Pro is like nurturing, and the con is like could come across as spam if you are not careful about your content, right? And then one email, the pro is like acknowledgement. The other pro is like just the right amount of touch touching base, right? Just the amount. And then the con is like no further nurturing. Yeah, automatic nurturing. Okay. What we have found, just to based on our data, is that option 1 is what most GPs choose. They send one email, and then on a monthly basis, once they have a lot of them, they send a monthly email to just keep their leads warm. Okay. But if you're getting really sophisticated, then it's like option 3. All right. Okay. So these are as an emerging GP. These are the things they almost always do. What are some of the things that like super experienced GPs do? Super experienced GP do these. They post on social media. Okay, so like this, like almost like a single software to schedule all their postings. That's something they do. They need to keep track of like tracking pixel for for retargeting, meaning that if someone sees your website, they say, yes, I agree. And then on Facebook, they will see your ad, especially for 506C offerings. But you don't really do that if you're like just starting out. Okay, so that's get into the whole marketing scheme. The super experienced GPs, they also do, what else do? They have very elaborate sequence. Okay, very elaborate sequence. Unlike, suppose they click on a link, then send them this email, click on that link, put them into this path, right? Like different conditions based on LP's actions. What I have found is that these ones, it's really hard to do it right, and there's a lot of upfront investment before you get any kind of dividends. And so the normal thing to understand is about $50,000 before you get a single kind of payback, and then the payback starts trickling, starts kind of like growing exponentially. But there is almost like a half a year of just like trying things before you get that result. Okay, so there's that. That's my opinion. The other thing I also want to mention is this idea of a pipeline. So like opportunity pipeline. What does an opportunity pipeline mean? Like you have a LP, they're like, just want to know what stage they are in. Is that are they in just like contact, and then like first phone call, and is that like second phone call, and like showing interest, right? And then send them a registration to my investor portal, right? To my investor portal. And then they're like, maybe soft committed. people like to create multiple pipelines for multiple things. So like the first pipeline is just like going from cold to warm. You exit the first pipeline when you become warm. The second pipeline might be from warm to all the way to invest. But then that is technically owned by the investor portal. So you technically don't need that pipeline. Some other people, just for the record, they also use pipeline for underwriting. So they're like, I have underwritten this deal. I have made an offer on this deal. I got into the second round. Or this deal, I need to get my due diligence completed, da da da. And so that you can also just like arbitrarily any kind of a stages, and you can move this thing from one stage to the other. And so that's useful. That's part of the emerging GP side. So I have listed out all of this. You folks can unmute yourself. So does that do I cover everything for the emerging GP, or do you think there are other CRM related things a emerging GP will need? Mm-hmm.
So, does Cashflow Portal, have you built a CRM into your platform?
Yeah,
Or do you just have it?
that will be what we're covering next. The answer is yes.
Oh, okay. So you don't have an API for like HubSpot or these other CRMs. You've just built your own CRM. Is that correct?
Yeah. Did you have your own CRM? And then second question is, do you have integration into other CRMs? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'll talk about kind of the pros of having investor portal connected to CRM, and then the cons of investor portal connected to CRM. Okay. Okay. So let's talk about each one of them. I love those questions. Thank you. Any other questions before in terms of anything else a emerging GP needs? Yeah, if you can think of something, let's talk about texting as well. Texting is something experienced GPs might need. Okay. All right. So, Paul, to answer your question, so we have our own CRM. We also connect. We connect to other CRMs via Zapier. Okay, Zapier. Okay, and then we connect to HubSpot natively. Now, to give you some history on this, 2021 is when we 2020-ish is when we start working on it, and then 2021 is when I quit my job. And so this is September 2021. At that time, we're like, building an investor pro is already so much work. Why am I building a CRM? So like that's all we can do is connect to other people's CRMs, and we only focus on investor portal. And so from June of 2022 until maybe June of 2023, that's all you can do. And then in June of 2022 to also this year, we also can connect to HubSpot natively. So if you're using HubSpot, it's a one click because HubSpot provide the API. Not all other CRM provide the API. ActiveCampaign does, but ActiveCampaign is not as popular as HubSpot. And Go High Level technically doesn't. And Go High Level, you have to connect through to Go High Level through Zapier. And it's just not as prevalent. HubSpot is like a $40 billion company. It's the largest CRM outside of Salesforce. And for emerging GPs, nobody uses Salesforce. Like that will be a complete overkill. Okay. And so we started by integrating with CRMs. Then we like, hold on a second. The GPs don't like that always because you have two disconnected. You have a place where you record the conversations you have with them, and you know a lot about their birthday or their preferences and so on. And then you have the separate system that is the investments. They should be connected. When I go to a single a contact, I should see the notes and the investments. Then the question is, why is it that there are no investor portals that have good CRMs? That have all these functionalities like drip campaigns and sequences and lead capture forms and so on. That's because if you are building a investor portal business, and investor portal is only a thing in the last like 5 to 10 years, especially in the last 5 years, they just don't have enough time to catch up on the CRM yet. And so it's only in the last couple years that CRM becomes a big selling point that's tied to investor portal. All right. Okay. So now there are a lot of intrinsic pros and cons of having your investor portal tied to a CRM. Is the pro is one system instead of cognitive dissonance of having multiple systems. Okay, so that's one. The other pro of having investor portal connected to your CRM is very seamless from cold to warm, and then from warm to investor, right? So it's very, very seamless transition. Next one is you are sending out emails, transactional emails for the deal investor portal, right? And so easy to have the same context to send marketing emails to. Okay. So there's that. And so and the lead capture form is built into the investor portal. And so you can, draft things like, soft commitments. It's a click because it's in the same system. When you have a deal, it's a one click to send it to the same people that you have their contacts on. Okay. As opposed to like, oh, I'm going to go to my HubSpot to send the email. The cons of the investor portal connected to the CRM is no investor portal CRM is as sophisticated as HubSpot and ActiveCampaign and Go High Level and etc. It just they need about like 2 or 5 more years to catch up, and that's just the face. The maybe the more precise point is that 2 years ago, that is very true statement. 2 years ago, most investor portals lack basic CRM functionality. Okay. Now I think more and more investor portals have basic CRM functionality, especially for emerging GPs. Okay. For super experienced GPs, there's still nobody can do it. Like there's no investor portal in the world that can do like pixel tracking and post on social media and so on. In fact, there's not that many investor portals in the world that can do like hi, hello, and schedule a call and then lead capture form and then send out a drip campaign, and so on and so forth. Okay. So with that kind of building out the context, any questions before I show you kind of like how these things work on Casual Portal if you were to connect your front end to your back end?
Yes. So do you have certain permission rights if you want somebody within your organization to only have access to the CRM, but not other areas, you can control that as the admin?
Yeah, I love it. Permissions. So some folks only are some folks are like SDRs, sales development representatives in the firm. They should only have access to context. So that's the permissioning part. Yeah, I like that. We have that and we can show that as well. I love that. Cool. All right, so let's go over each one of them. So the way it works is, let's say you have this Granite Towers website, and so what it does is there is a lead capture form, and this lead capture form is built from Casual Portal. If I look at this is an iframe, so it looks really good. It blends in really, really nice. Okay. Once they submit this form, it will go into that content will go into the Casual Portal CRM, which is beautiful. That's what you want. From that point, let me go to CRM. What can you do? If you click into here, lead capture form, embedded website, okay, and then you fill out this form. This is looks slightly different, but they are a lot prettier here, okay, but still powered by Casual Portal. You can send them a follow-up email. Okay, so you can edit this email, and this email is a drag and drop email editor. You can make it however you like. Beautiful email. So like here is an email. You can click on whatever you want. Okay, so that's what that is. Okay, so that's that. If they say, hey, I want to, like, a lot of times in your website, it's like download free ebook, get the top 10 questions LP should ask their GPs. You give some goodie in exchange for their email address, right? And I want to reiterate this. Most of the time, if that thing goes into your email and it does not land in your CRM, that's terrible. That's just like don't ever do that because then you're missing out that lead, right? That's the first thing you need to is replace whatever that website provider CRM with your actual CRM that you are used to sending out marketing emails. But if you have a free ebook, then the email should contain an attachment to that free ebook. The nice thing about that is on the email, you can actually attach a file, which is the ebook in question. And so that's what a lot of people choose. So that's done. Okay. The next one is let's go to another one of our customers. Another one of our customer is I book a time. Okay. Book a time with Jonathan. And then once you book a time, okay, let's say I book a time here. What should happen, and that's why Jonathan switched to us, is that it will create a contact on their casual portal CRM as well. How does it do it? They schedule a call with Calendly. Calendly use Zapier, zips that contact to Jonathan's CRM. And so make sure if someone schedule a call with you that they somehow end on your CRM automatically if it's not already added. If it's already added, that's great. Because a lot of times when you schedule a call and you're like, man, I have a deal now. I want to reach out to them. You don't want to manually put their contact again into your CRM. That would just like be terrible, right? So those are the two biggest things for a emerging GP, which is they can fill out a form, they can schedule a call, and in both cases, they end up in your CRM. That's good. That's really, really good, right? Does that make sense so far? Yeah, cool. All right. So now it gets a little bit more fun. So once a contact gets added, what do? You can send them one email, or you can send them multiple emails. And then if you have multiple emails, you can do the following. Let me zoom in here a little bit. We are the only investor portal that I know of that we have drip campaigns directly built into the investor portal. And we do that because it's the right thing to do for the customers. The reason that people haven't done it is just it's a lot of engineering effort to build that thing. Okay. And so what we have here, and again, this does not exist a year ago. This was built in the last 6 months. Okay. And customers are using it actively. If you come in here, you can say add a trigger. So a trigger could be when a tag gets added, you can do some action, or a lead capture form does something, do something. When they join the portal, you can send them an email as well. If someone fills out a business card response, which is a virtual business card, or you change the opportunity stage, either one of them, you can do whatever you want. So when in here, I'm saying, well, if a lead capture form gets filled in, I'm going to send them a free ebook. Then I'm going to wait 1 day, but I can change this thing to instead of waiting 1 day, I can wait 3 days or until a specific day. Okay. And then I'm going to, okay, so edit it. I'll edit this. Okay, cool. And then I'm going to send them one more email. Then I'm going to wait 7 more days. And then I'm going to send them one more email. And then you can so on and so forth, right? Then if I add a trigger of like, well, if I add a tag somehow, then I will send them this other email. So you can branch it out. Okay. So that's very helpful. That solves 99% of the current emerging GPs cases. In fact, most emerging GPs don't even need drip campaigns except for like maybe 10% of them. Okay. And so that's very helpful. That was the thing that people asked for the most, and we were able to do that. Right. Let's talk about 3 more topics here. So that's on the sequences and drip campaigns. Any questions on that one? How would you use it for?
Yes, so that's on the front end. What about on the back end where you have a capital call, right? And you're trying to figure out, which investors have actually opened up the email, which ones have started to fill out, which ones have completed it, which ones have actually, transferred their money. Would you use that for this, or is that in some other area of cash flow?
Yeah, that Nick and Duke might be able to even say this. That is part of cash flow portal. Maybe Nick, you can speak.
Yeah, no, that's definitely in cash flow portal. I'm not sure if I haven't done the CRM side, so I would like to know if you can track if somebody's opened the email, clicked on certain
Yeah.
links. But
Yeah,
as
sure.
far as tracking income, it's very easy within the portal. I mean, I've raised capital on 4 deals, I think, through cash flow portal, 3 or 4. And so it's been super easy.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Nick. Paul, to answer your question, when you are actually investing, these investments started sign, countersign, payment, and funds received and inactive. They can move from one funnel to the other. So this is sign. This tells you these are the people that you need to countersign. Once I countersign it, it will automatically be moved to the next funnel. That is more of a cash flow portal thing as opposed to a CRM thing. Okay, so let me just write that and then go ahead and sign that. Now, once I sign, you see the sign disappears. This is a Kanban board. You can move things into
this is new since
this is you can switch between the table view and the board view. So this board view is what you want to look at as well. Yep.
That may have been, was that available a year ago?
That was not available a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably in the last like 9 months ish. Okay. All right. So that's let's the other thing is about email tracking and analytics. You know, who has opened the email, and so on and so forth. We can talk about it in just a second. Now, let's go back to CRM. The thing that I want to mention is you see that Kanban board when you are capital raising or during a capital call, that's all part of investor portal because that's real money being involved. This is a pipeline where the subject of the pipeline does not know they are part of a pipeline, whereas the investor, they know they are, okay, I have funds received, right? Here is like you are just keeping track of people and they don't know that this is happening. This is completely private from them. And so here I have a pipeline where if I zoom in, unvetted prospect, lead qualified, meeting schedule instead with Prashant, and then meeting finish, closing, close one, became an investor, close not one. I'm gonna save it like that. Go ahead and save it. And I can create an opportunity. So I can say, you know, Paul, and then stage will be that we have meeting sketch finish, and this is a $500, and then I'm the owner, and the priority is very high, and then I'm gonna add you as a contact here, and then go ahead and save. And so here you are meeting finish, and I should move through the pipeline. I can drag and drop into the next stage, and so on and so forth. Right? So that is keeping track. If you go back to this drip campaign, did you you notice that one of the triggers is the following? One of the triggers is that the opportunity stage has changed. So I can say LP stage, and the stage now is like every time when they are close, you send them a reminder or whatever. So you can listen to those stages. You see, we are building the building blocks of CRM, and then you just interpolate them. You combine them into some really, really powerful sequences. So that's that. Again, as mentioned, this is a very classic CRM. The fact that it appears on a investor portal is pretty amazing. You don't see that on any investor portal. That's what I'm proud of. Okay. All right. So that's so we went over this part, which is the opportunity pipeline. Okay. Let's go over about this link. So let me go into digital business cards. Okay. Digital business cards looks like this. I'm going to like put them into view like this. You can actually save this, okay, into your mobile device, okay, and then and so you can just do that. And then if someone sees you, okay, and you click on like share like this, and and then you can save this as a contact here, okay. When someone scan this, they can enter their lead capture form, or you can just like add to their contact, and so that's very, very useful. Okay, so and then when they scan this, go ahead, Nick.
Could you make that a like your screen, like
yes, so there is the instruction on how to do that.
Okay,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right here. And then it basically becomes an icon on your phone, and when you click on it, it will always show that thing. Yeah. So it's just like a Hi Hello app. Now, the only difference between, well, there are a couple of differences. Hi Hello is better. Hi Hello can have this widget, And the reason they can make a widget is that they are native iPhone app. We don't have time to become a app on the App Store. And so what you have to do is just save it as a regular icon. And then when you open it, it's just a shortcut to this QR code and people can scan it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the difference there.
And you could take a screenshot of it too and just make it your screen or your home screen.
Oh, you can do that too. Yeah, it's just an image, and you can make that your your screensaver. That's correct. That also works. Yes. Yeah. So that's that. All right. And so to also answer other questions, initially we have direct integration with HubSpot. So you can connect with HubSpot, or you can connect with these hundreds of thousands of apps like ActiveCampaign. Integration is the main reason that we want certain customers like Guacapolis, Neo Bauer's company chose us because we have very robust Zapier integrations with their ActiveCampaign. And so we can transfer all their investments also as a entity to their ActiveCampaign, so they can like build that graph. Large enterprise customers has very complex workflows, so they still want to stay with ActiveCampaign. That was a year ago, but we don't know if a year later they will also want to switch or not. Okay, so that's that. So we do have integrations. So we went over the business cards, the drip campaigns, the integrations, and then obviously there are the easy ones of like, here is a lead that comes in. I want to put them into a pipeline. Like Russell came in as a lead, and now I'm gonna put them into an LP pipeline. The stage is equally qualified. This is a $50,000 investment. I'm the owner of this contact, and I'm gonna save it. So I can add each one of those people into a contact. That's really nice. The other thing that was really, really nice, by the way, is we have this concept of investment profiles. So a person can invest with a joint tenancy, LLC, and so on. And so you can see that, oh, these are all the investment entities that people make. And you can see them as a first-class citizen. Meaning that, hey, I want to, sometimes you don't know their name, you only know the profile they invested with. And so you can like, oh, Thomas LLC, this is the investment profile they have, right? So that's really nice. That's all integrated into one central CRM. Okay.
Hey, Perry, question on one challenge I've run into is somebody will start the workflow. They go into my CRM. They never schedule a get to know you call. So technically I've met them briefly, but they're in there, but I would like to be more safe with 506B. I would like that. I just want to know if I've had a call with them or not, that they're tagged. And once I have a call, I put something in the notes to prove it, but I'd like for myself to be notified. I don't know what I'm thinking of here, but some way to know that I have not talked with them, because I mean, technically they could be 506B, but I think that's pretty gray.
Yeah. This is a great question. So next question is, I have a contact that I have a brief encounter with, and I want to follow the 506B protocol. What is the best way to do that? Let me write this down. So there are two ways to do it. Okay, there are like multiple sub questions on that, like 506B protocol. Best way to keep track. The first one is keep track. So option one is to keep track manually. Okay, so that's that. The way that you keep track manually is very easy. You click into, so here is this thing called show offering. And if I scroll in, it's show all offerings or show only 506C offerings. So the default could be just show only 506C offerings. And until you know them, and you just change it to 506 show all offerings. Okay, so that's one. The second way that's also manual is that no one since when. So there is that you can add there. Okay. The show all offering versus show 506C offerings is your indication whether you have a substantive relationship with them. Okay, so there's that. Now, the other thing that a lot of people do is this: they add a tag called like warm relationship. They add a tag. So like this person, I'm gonna add a tag called warm. Okay, warm investors, like that. Warm investors. When you have a tag, then things get really interesting. Because what you can do is that anyone that ever, when you set up that Calendly, right? And then Calendly. So the Calendly will get scheduled. But remember, Calendly has a Zapier integration to Casual Portal. In that Zapier integration, you can always add arbitrary tags. And in that one, you can say tag is going to be, I don't know, tag will be warm investor, right? So now it may not solve the issue where they never show up to the call, so technically still not warm, but you solve most of the problem. If you want to make it really complicated, you can say after the Calendly meeting is finished, and it will send them an email. And in that email, once that email gets sent, you can add a tag. So how do you do that? You'll be like, afterwards, you're gonna send them an email. And then after, like, let's say you send them the second email, and then you can say assign a tag. And the assign a tag will be warm investors. So everyone that got sent this email, you can add a tag on them as well. So you can also automatically add a tag. That's how you differentiate between the ones you know and the ones you don't know. And then within the portal, you have to basically come in here. Within the portal, you have to, let me just leave. Within the portal, this is a native option in the portal, which is show all offerings, so show only file 6C offerings. Okay, so that's how you do it kind of manually. Okay, the other thing I also want to mention is on the company settings, there is this thing concept called automatically show offerings. And right now, it's like if a person comes in, by default, it's show file 6C offerings. Unless you schedule a call with them. And then you have to manually change it to show all offerings. Okay? So that's that. Like, so you can, or someone say, I want to hide all my offerings, but show only file 6C offerings is the default. Okay?
And that's more with a Casual Portal.
Yeah.
Because in our syndication, usually my offerings are 3 months, 2 to 4 months, and then they're done. So it's,
yeah,
you guys may have stuff going more stretched out.
Yeah, that's right.
And people aren't going to look at my portal for current offerings. We start sending them email campaigns and texts once we have something.
Yeah, it's still useful because some people might randomly bump into your portal and check something, and then they say, "Oh, I never got the email, but I see that Nick has a new offering coming." Yeah, and sometimes, yes, it's only 2 or 3 months for the actual investment, but then the soft commitment could also actually open up like a few weeks ahead of time, so people can soft commit. Yeah, so there's that. All right, cool. So that's that. So that's the tax is able to solve a lot of that issues. Let's talk about the permissions and the email analytics. So we 100% allow you to, so when you add a company member, down here, the person that only has access to CRM is basically going to be none. They don't have access to any of the deals. Okay, and then this doesn't matter because they don't have access to any of the deals, but they can see all the CRM. So that's how you're able to differentiate. And then down here, they're like, can they manage the deal? Can they see the investments? So can they see the sensitive information like their social security, the documents, and then the underwriting and so on? Okay, so in the case in which they only need access to the CRM, you will say none of the deals, or you can choose any of the specific deals that you want to assign them to. Okay, so that's on the permissioning side. Okay, all right. Now the other thing on the permissioning, each one of those investors, if I scroll down, the nice thing about it, there's a contact owner. So each investor, each one of those contacts has an assigned owner, and so there's that. Okay, cool. One of the questions might be, like, hey, is that possible that that they don't see any investors unless they get assigned to this? They don't see anyone on a contact until I assign it to them, and to that is like even HubSpot doesn't do it. HubSpot is like when you invite them, you by default see everyone. See everyone in the context. Okay. All right. So that's that. And then the last one is about analytics. So here's a sent email, And then if I click into any one of those sent emails, okay, what it does is that it click on, you see that who has opened and the number of times of they open. So that's pretty easy. And then you click on link tracking. In this email, there's no link tracking, but link tracking will say that, oh, if there's a link, they will click, they will see the unique number of clicks and the total number of clicks. Yeah. So that's really nice.
And you can tell what links, if they clicked on your,
yes,
the PDF of the slide deck or the,
you will have the link URL.
Facebook profile. Okay.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So let's test it really quickly. Let's just go from the very top to the very bottom. So and this is like a live demo, so I haven't done this before. Okay. So let me say do free ebook, and then let me edit this thing. And then there is a link. Okay, there is the free ebook. Is this a link? There is this is a link. Okay, so this is a link. This is all good. So I save and return. So this one, I'm going to send them this one. Yeah, it must have a subject. Oh yeah. The email must have a subject. So let me go into settings, and then their free ebook is inside. This is a Sigma. This is correct from name, and then this is that. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and then yeah, this is all good. And then let me go back. Delete this, and then your email and advice. I don't know what just happened, but I will, okay, maybe this is a terrible idea to do a live demo. So I'll double check on why I cannot select this one. I should be able to. Yeah. Yeah, I think something happened there. Okay, let me delete this one, and then let me delete the both of them that don't have anything. And then I think I can select it. Oh, I still couldn't select it. Okay. Not sure what just happened. So I will double check on that. Okay. Apologies on that. But yes, on my regular account where I have the actual data in here, you can track all the links, and that's why I was trying to show that you can actually track all the links. But I do have a let me just do this. Your free ebook is here. Okay, so let me save it. Maybe I have to override. I still couldn't select it. Okay, I'll double check on that. Okay, cool. All right, let me pause there. Since we are 47 minutes in, I will let you folks ask any questions.
So Perry, this is, I haven't messed with your CRM, and so I think I've seen the link up there on my login. But is this going to be an, I'm sure, addition to the portal, or is this included part of the portal?
Yeah, good question. So let's talk about. Okay, let's talk about pricing. We will have a new video coming out on pricing. So here's a walkthrough of pricing. We have 3 different products. Casual Portal is a multi-product company, and each one of those products is orthogonal and independent. So you can use one without the other. For example, you can use our CRM without using the investor portal, and vice versa. And same thing with underwriting. Underwriting is also a separate product. Now for the CRM, there is this one. The core CRM includes the unlimited investor updates. So your transactional emails about the deal on a monthly basis, quarterly, doesn't matter. If you're sending emails to your own investors, they are included. And that's very, very powerful. And then you have all these other features that are included in the free. Now, you are only allowed to send, under the core plan, 200 marketing emails. What are marketing emails? If you're using Active Campaign for that purpose, then it's really considered marketing email. And marketing email is something, I have a new deal, and will be an unsubscribe link for that. Okay, so marketing emails have an unsubscribe. Monthly updates do not have an unsubscribe link because, well, you are my investor. How can you be unsubscribed for my emails, right? So that's the core. So that's all free. If you want to use it as a replacement to Active Campaign, then you will need what's called marketing. And that you have access to drip campaigns, white glove drip campaign transfer, what we do is we transfer all your drip campaigns over, and then inbox integration, deal pipelines, and then digital business card, okay, and so on. Okay, so that's $49 a month. Right. So the last thing which we don't have yet is, it's coming out in Q4 of 2024, is this idea of texting. So you can text through Cashier Portal, and that's for $99. Okay. So on the investor portal side, you have two options. One is you go from zero. And so if you're raising money and you haven't set up your deal yet, you're paying $0 if you're still setting up your deal, right? Once you start raising money, then then we start out $199 for the first million. Remember that it includes the complete core CRM already. It has the core CRM included as part of investor portal, so that's free. Okay, so that's the emerging. The last thing I want to talk about is enterprise. What is enterprise for? Enterprise is for folks that are growing, and they basically want to get free CRM and free underwriting. And so it's $690 a month. In fact, some of you might actually be qualified for this, and you should do this because it's cheaper. It gives you up to $20 million of equity under management. So from 0 to 20 million, it's free. It's included in the $699. What else is it included? It includes the marketing CRM plan. Okay, and up to 2,000 contacts, which is a value at $89 per month. And it also includes 5 users of underwriting, and so which is valued at 150. Then if you have a fund, we actually can help you do fund admin services like compliance, auditing, that kind of stuff, cap table management. And this is like manual work that we do on your behalf, and 12 hours a year. So average about $100 a month. Okay. And so everything in the emerging plan, and you get access to, like, dedicated customer support manager, KYC, AML, and then priority migration. And so this is the enterprise plan. It already basically includes $339 of free goodies, and then the rest is for the investor portal. Now, obviously, if you have 1 million, you can see that 609 is too expensive, and you go to the 199. So some people might still choose the 199, but I feel like I need a marketing CRM anyway, so they opt in for this enterprise. Okay, so that's the plan. But yes, the reason that you haven't noticed that we have a CRM is that you are basically using the core, and the monthly investor updates are always included. That's why you don't notice that it's not marketing emails. Yeah. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Cool. Just to be clear, I am honestly not happy why this is not working. So I'll check with the team right ASAP. Like, this should 100% work. Okay, cool. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I want to learn more. I mean, I love this. I don't want to move.
Yeah, sure.
But I like having it because we do all of our investor updates. Yeah, that's through here, and I haven't. And I think your underwriting is great, but we have a VA that does the first pass, so I'm going with that for now. Maybe we'll come back to your underwriting at some point. I think
your VA can use us for the first pass. Yeah, we talked about underwriting last call. It was really awesome. Yeah, but yeah, if you have a VA, that's pretty cool. Yeah,
yeah. I need to keep her full sometimes, so that's gives her something to do. Awesome. No, I like this. I have a property management call starting at the top of the hour, so I do have to our asset management. So this is great. I'm glad to see these. So I'll start trying to tune in every week. Yeah,
I love that. Next week we are going to talk about customizable funds, and so I think Paul, you're doing a SPV now, but we can talk about customizable funds next one. And then we're going to talk about how to raise more equity in the long run. And then maybe about how to run a business. What Y Combinator taught me about being an entrepreneur. That's more of a softer call. And then the power of non-exponential growth. We are always asked to grow exponentially, but there's a lot of power of growing non-exponentially. And then the next one is Ask Me Anything. And then we're going to go back to underwriting. And then we're going to talk about role of mentorship groups in today's market. If you have any other suggestions, please let us know, like what you want to listen to, and we can make this better.